So the question is maybe not what is wrong with Germany, maybe what is rather what is driving German companies. And what we see from our analysis is simply that the economic uncertainty simply remains high, and fear and the fear of a recession leads to increasing restructuring concerns throughout the current year.
But something must have happened, Jan, and I don't understand what it was. From Germany to be... Look, I'm a Germophile, by the way. I think when Germany's at its best, it is magnificent on the world stage in terms of its economic performance. What went from it being this confident, industrially adept, technologically adept exporter of goods, when it's still a vast exporter of goods, by the way, they still have a massive surplus, to actually having a crisis of confidence? When did this change? And I guess then we move on to the remedy.
To be very fair, I think I cannot answer the question on, so to say, when things started to get worse, so to say. I can only look at the current situation. And when we look at the recent past, I think for sure what was inflating the already serious situation maybe has been the change in interest rates, which is, first of all, of course, hit the real estate sector, and the corresponding inflation, which, of course, affected the overall economy. And that is maybe something that was driving the development in the past 1.5, 2 years, especially.
OK, so look, BCG and all the other consultants, they will have a remedy for this. That's what consultants do as well. How does Germany get out of this mess?
So first of all, I think we all know that an economy is benefiting from political stability, right? And what we just see is that with the fear of a recession in Germany and the high political uncertainty from the major elections in Europe and the USA in this year, we just see that uncertainty is high, and probably political stability going forward will help all sectors, and we all know that this might be beneficial to all companies in the market.
Jan, I kind of need more than this. I just see that all these amazing corporates, they ride out every cycle one way or other, whether it's the auto sector, the chemical sector, the broader industrials, the steel sector. They've lived with political oscillation up and down for decades as well. They operate in multiple markets on a geographic basis. Having a political setup which is more stable isn't good enough for me. I've got to be honest. Do they need something else other than stable politics from the politicians? I.e., do they need a massive investment partnership with the politicians rather than just a stable government?
Of course. I mean, it's not about just a stable government, and it's also not about just Germany. I mean, it's the overall political situation. And if we look at, and I mean, I think we need to de-average this a little bit, right? So if we look, for instance, at the automotive industry, which is under pressure for a couple of years now, yeah, what are the main drivers behind this? First of all, there is a top-line uncertainty, which has hit the industry already a couple of years back, which is permanently driven by the demand in electrification, for instance, right? Then due to the overall inflation and cost increases also in raw materials, we have this huge pricing pressure. Then we have new entrants from China that are also entering the German market, for instance. Yeah? So when looking at, so to say, the results of our industry crisis radar, which just shows that recession and restructuring fears are increasing, we need to look what is behind the individual industries and cannot, so to say, answer this on a macro level.